I'm tired. Honestly, I'm so tired of not having access to GPT 5.6. And let me go over a small timeline to explain why. In March, GPT 5.4 was released. Then in April, GPT 5.5 was released. In May, nothing. June, nada. It is now July and we are on month 3 of no new model from OpenAI. And call me crazy, but I blame Anthropic for this. Now, before we get into all that, let's talk about why I'm so excited for GPT 5.6. I've honestly never really been excited for just a minor version bump, but this time it's different. So OpenAI released this blog a couple weeks ago previewing GPT 5.6. And if we scroll down, they say we're also launching GPT 5.6 Soul on Cerebras at up to 750 tokens per second in July, bringing frontier intelligence to customers at unprecedented speed. Long story short, it's gonna be fast. Now on top of this, they're also releasing a middle of the road version of this model that they say is gonna have competitive performance to GPT 5.5 at half the cost. That is truly incredible. I mean, GPT 5.5 is already an incredible model and outprices its competitors. So having it be half that price is like, honestly, a little bit mind-boggling. That's really crazy. Also, we have this benchmark, which it's from OpenAI, so take it with a grain of salt. But man, it is outperforming Mythos. And that middle of the road model is tied with Fable. I truly try not to get my hopes up, but it is tough with stats like these. Also, just to note, Fable 5 is being taken off subscriptions like literally today. So this would be the perfect time for OpenAI to drop 5.6. Okay, enough gushing about a model that we haven't even got to use yet. Let's talk about why we haven't got to use it yet. I have zero doubt in my mind that on June 26th, when OpenAI dropped this preview, that they had fully intended on dropping the model that day. But that was before, and I'm gonna say the G word here, so get ready, the government stepped in. TLDR, if you've been living under a rock, basically Anthropic released Mythos, and within a few days, the government actually asked them to take it down. And they did. And honestly, I think this is all coming from a preconceived notion that the government has about AI. What that is exactly, we'll never truly know, but we have a pretty big hint here in the blog that Anthropic dropped when Fable got banned. They say the government believes it has become aware of a method of bypassing or jailbreaking Fable 5. That's a pretty crazy statement to make because all AI models can be jailbroken. They're non-deterministic by nature. That's like literally the whole point. And this isn't just some big secret. The government really should have known that by now. Like really, this is not special to Fable or to GPT 5.6. I believe that the government truly does not understand AI, because if they did, they would have seen this as a complete non-issue. It's a feature of AI, not a bug. And this, I think, has done irreparable damage to the state of AI, specifically in the United States. And this looks like something that we're just gonna have to deal with from now on. Companies like Anthropic and OpenAI are just gonna have to go through the government before they're allowed to release a new model. And that's super unfortunate. Actually, scratch that. That is downright frustrating. And I can tell that Sam Altman and OpenAI are fed up with this. Though they can't say this publicly, I found 2 instances that have definitely hinted at this. And this comes from that GPT 5.6 preview blog. We don't believe this kind of government access process should become the long-term default. It keeps the best tools from users, developers, enterprises, cyber defenders, and global partners who need them. We are taking this short-term step because we believe it is the strongest path to broader availability in the coming weeks. Basically what they're saying is they're showing it to the government to avoid what happened to Mythos, to Fable. They don't want to release their model and have the government step in because 1, that's a massive headache, and 2, I'm absolutely positive Anthropic has lost a ton of revenue and users from Fable getting banned. And the second example I have actually comes from a small story from last week. This is from CNBC. OpenAI proposes a 5% stake to the Trump administration to ease Washington pressure. Basically, OpenAI is willing to give the government 5% of their company so that they can just release their models and not have to deal with this new process. So yeah, I'm honestly a little bit infuriated about this. It really doesn't make sense to me why they have a model, especially Terra, that is just on par with 5.5 and just cheaper. Like why can't they give us that at least, you know? Kind of like how Google dropped the Flash version of 3.5, although we can kind of see how that's going for them. So maybe it is better to just do it all in one go. I'm not the business expert, that's for sure. Now, all of this has unfolded in the last couple of weeks between Fable getting banned and GPT 5.6 getting delayed. And in all that commotion, Anthropic actually dropped Sonnet 5, and Sonnet 5's really bad. And I actually did a deep dive right here to try to figure out why Anthropic dropped Sonnet in the first place. Check it out.